Yeah. Welcome to Off the Dome podcast. I got a special guest here with me all the way from New York City. Shout out to you. Tell the people who you are.
As Mr. Stepper to the Arena, Reggie Lanes. Reggie Lanes with the Z. You know who it is. RTE in there. It's the Essence Music. We're from radio, the Arena podcast, all that good stuff.
Okay, tell them where they can find you.
ReggieLanes.com or Google me. It's that simple.
That must be a New York thing. Like, that's all y'all say out there in New York. Google you.
Yeah, but you could really Google me, though. That's the difference.
Okay. So, how did Reggie Lanes get started? What made Reggie Lanes? Tell me that origin story.
I mean, it's different. It's different, really different origins, but because there's two different sides of me, right? But mainly, I started writing when I was 9. Doing poetry and back in class, stuff like that. I found my gift when I was 15, really understanding what music was, and I did a talent show back in high school. And after the talent show, when I realized more than half that crowd came to see me, I was like, "Yeah, this is my calling," and I kind of just went from there. You know what I mean? So now, I'm here.
Okay, before we go any further, I want you to take a deep breath. I want to say that you've made it.
Appreciate it.
You've hit milestones that a lot of Black men don't hit.
I appreciate that.
You're still alive. You're not in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to take that in.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people don't make it to 18, 21, and 25. And we're not going to give up your age, but we're going to just appreciate the fact that you're still here. You're not in jail, and you're doing what you want to do.
I appreciate it.
Right?
Well done.
So what would you tell 10-year-old Reggie who doesn't know he's Reggie Lanes yet? What would you tell yourself?
There's hope after all. That's it. That's it. There's hope after all. If only people knew what my child, y'all gonna see it. Lanes with the Z album is coming too. Y'all about to see what's going on.
Oh,
I don't talk, you know I don't talk too much.
Yeah, no, we don't get to do it. We're gonna get into that. You gotta give us a little song, you know what I'm saying?
Well done.
Okay. Over the last couple of years, what can you say that you wanted to do that you accomplished?
I wanted to learn the business of the music business, period. I did that. I wanted to touch a little bit of everything in the business. I did that. I wanted to grow my fan base and grow my reach as, I guess they call it influencers now. Mm-hmm. So grow my reach as an influencer. You know what I'm saying? I did that. A lot of people look up to me that I didn't even realize look up to me, and it humbles me a lot. And it keeps me under control. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So that's kind of on that.
Well, I met you as a lyricist and a hip hop pioneer. I didn't meet you as a rapper. You know, it's a little different, I think, in perspective. I think the lanes are completely different. What do you feel makes you different from that rapper? Is it just the lyrics?
One, I don't consider myself a rapper.
Okay.
You kind of hit it on the nose with the hip hop historian. Really, that's really what I call myself, because I represent what hip hop is. Now, that term rapper is only a part of what hip hop is. You understand what I'm saying? Rap, rhythm, and poetry is just one element of 7 different elements of hip hop. You know what I mean? So I represent hip hop as a whole. So I don't consider myself a rapper. I consider myself an artist. Even when you see, you know, a lot for ones that don't know, when you Google stuff or you see, you know, you searching for whoever that is on iTunes or Spotify, stuff like that, you see it says artist on the top. It don't say rapper. It's just a big difference. So I consider myself a rapper. I consider myself an artist, not a rapper.
Okay.
If that answers the question.
So what is it that draws you to hip hop and not rap?
It's not that you can't be drawn, or I'm not drawn to rap. It's more so because rap is a part of hip hop. So yeah, of course I'm drawn to it. I'm drawn to anything that stands for hip hop because R&B is in hip hop. You know what I mean? So anything that's drawn to hip hop, I'm drawn to. Now, I done tapped into a little bit of everything, even genres of music. I went from rock, pop music, rap music, Latin music. I did bilingual stuff, all different kinds of stuff I've done over my years of music. And now I finally found what I want to do. But I done touched it all just because I wanted to. You know what I mean? But I don't think I necessarily would say that I'm not drawn to rap. It's just more so. Actually, it's the other way around. You know what I'm saying?
What's
So,
on the hip hop?
yeah, you know what I mean? It's just as long as it completes that hip hop element, I'm drawn to it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
okay. I asked you your origin story.
Right.
What makes you get up and keep going though?
God first. That's number one.
I'm gonna drink to that.
2, my mother. Shout out
Shout out to
Mom,
Mom Dukes.
who was my first music manager ever in life. My mother used to rap back in the 80s.
Oh,
She used to rap with Curtis Blow, Roxanne Shante, all that kind of stuff. She just never blew up like everybody else did. But
well, see, that's a common misconception that you have to be an A-list celebrity to be an artist. I know plenty of people, and I've heard of other people who make 20 bands a month just off their music, and they're not mainstream.
well, back
You know what
then,
I'm saying?
back then there wasn't any mainstream, right? Because everything was underground. Hip hop
Right.
was street music, so that was the time. It was just street. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
what I mean, as far as she didn't blow up, it didn't get to that part. She didn't get to the mainstream part. You know what I'm saying? If she would have, then I probably wouldn't even be sitting. You know.
Oh, thank you for coming. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, I'm happy to be here for real. Though. I appreciate you inviting me.
No, I wanted you here. I wouldn't invite you.
Not much stuff.
I wanted to get into more of what do you do outside of music? Because I know you do a lot. Tell
Right.
people what you got going on.
Outside of music,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, there really isn't much I do outside of the music business. But again, I have my own podcast on Rough Riders Radio, the Arena Podcast New York, which is affiliate to the Arena Podcast out here in Jersey. We're the New York version. Shout out my brother Escobano, my partner in crime. Kind of just tearing things up right now. You know what I'm saying? Upstate in Albany. You know what I mean? But he originally from Brooklyn, so shout out to him. Hopefully get on him. Get him on here. So if he was down there, he would have been here. He would have seen to get on the mic like, yo, nah, I'm getting on. Y'all was talking about ADHD earlier. He's like the king of ADHD. But that's my brother. Love him. Yeah, I've done shows, promoted my own events. I used to be I'm the one man band pretty much. I can still call myself that because literally everything you need, I got or have access to as an artist, as a promoter, as a DJ, whatever you are, as a photographer, a model, whatever you are, there's always, somewhere I could put you because at the end of the day, like they always say your network is your net worth, right?
I agree.
So you always want to build those relationships with everybody. It's important. You know what I'm saying? So that's just really where I'm at. I done went from modeling strippers to, throwing my own underground parties to managing artists. They didn't open with me for celebrities, for Styles P, Beanie Siegel, Corey Guns, you name it. Like I've been around the block. I'm a young OG.
So what can we expect from Reggie Williams this year?
Well, this year,
The year just started.
This year, I'm really just focused on the music, solely on that. That was always first for me when it came to business, me being the artist. So I did all the other things to build to this while I was learning this. So now I know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So now I could give it to y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Because how can I tell y'all to love yourself if I don't even love me? Can't spread love, you don't love yourself. How you gonna spread a love that you don't have for yourself to somebody else? That's spreading empty vessels.
Right.
So, you feel me? Like, yeah.
So can we expect tours? Can we expect shows in New Jersey, PA, Connecticut? What we doing? What can we look forward to this year from Reggie besides lyrical music?
Whoever pays my booking fee. I'm just being honest. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm that dude, like, if you book me, I'm bringing 30 to 50 people guaranteed.
So what can we expect from Reggie? Like, what you got going on in these streets? Like, you got any shows coming up, any spots we can meet you at? Where can the fans see you perform? Anything?
Well, right now, I'm working on resuming the podcast. We stopped for a little bit just to be doing some revamping. So you'll be able to see some of our stuff there. As far as shows that you can actually come out to, March 30th, I'll be with Dave East and Breezy Linda Now and Then in Brooklyn.
Okay.
We're working on something for Jersey right now. Me and shout out my brother David L. Spectre Gron. Working on something for Jersey right now. Can't give too much information with that yet. Shout out my other brother, Showcase Poppy. He got a joint March 24th, my birthday bash. I make sure y'all pop up.
Gotta send me the info.
You know what I'm saying? Of course. I got you. Absolutely.
Okay.
April something. He has another show. I forgot. $500 cash prize. I'm just going just to go. And then May 19th is the big show. We got Scarlett popping out, Hattie Racks popping out, myself, Esco. Shout out my brother Warren Went gonna be there. It's getting crazy. DJ Drewski gonna be in the building, even though Drewski everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what we got for the next couple of months. You know what I mean? If you guys wanna pop out, pull up, you know what I'm saying? Book your boy for make some money.
We do. You gotta send me some info so I can pop up too. If I'm available, I will absolutely come. Unfortunately, I'm not always available. So if I can come, this year is the year of Dumb Dumb. I'm gonna make sure I pop out and support my motherfucking people. Okay.
For sure.
So, all right. What can we expect in these next 5 years?
Next 5 years. So I'm pushing this record right now called Step Into the Arena.
I do like.
Thank you. I much appreciate that. I definitely feel like it is a game changer the more people hear it, because it's bringing back that essence of hip hop, and it's also bringing a different vibe to it, just for the fact that it's not something you really hear every day.
I agree.
And, you know, it's really bringing it back to that era. So it's going to touch a lot of people, whether they're older, younger, whatever it is. And we're putting different people on it from different eras to bridge that age gap, as well as show people why you need to step in the arena. You know what I'm saying? With the arena represented, we'll get to that. Of course, we're going to get to that on the breakdown. The arena represents like your chi inside of you. You know what I'm saying? You're stepping into your element. You're stepping into your light as a person, as a human being, as an artist, as a whatever you are. You know what I'm saying? That's what the arena stands for. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to let nobody play with your arena. You're not going, you know what I mean? You're going to guard your arena. You're going to, you know what I'm saying? Battle till the end. You're going to die for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Word. Technically, we die a little bit of every single day. You know what I'm saying? That's how God wants it anyway, but I'm not getting religious.
No, we don't want to go there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll be here all day.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
Let's end up turning it to church a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah.
Oh, you got to put the earth there. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's what I'm at with that.
Are we going to see Reggie Lames on the big screen as Reggie Lames, though?
On the big screen of what?
TV film, you know.
Oh, well, I mean,
really tap into that undiscovered world in your life.
So it's funny that you asked that, right? Because right now, shout out my boy Curry Rose. He has a reality show that he's doing right now called One Love, One Rose, where I'm actually co-host.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
How's that going? Do you like it?
So far, so good. It's something I'm getting used to still, because this is a new lane that, you know, I haven't tapped into yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now I can officially say I tapped into it almost every day.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's different. You know what I mean? It's definitely different being on camera. But when you realize the camera is not there in that aspect, just like any music videos, anything like that, you get comfortable after a while. So, and then also being around different people, you know what I mean? It's a reality game show, reality TV. So the same element that you would get from like Who Wants to Be, not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What's the other one? Deal or No Deal, and a Bad Girls Club mixed together.
Ooh.
So it's definitely like, it's a vibe. Like the girls are, you know, fighting, but it's positive fighting, positive competition. They can't fight. They can't fight. They automatically lose.
What would you say on my mind? Positive fight.
That's something. And it's really a thing, because they really are competitive and it's dope. And you know, the winner gets $10,000 at the end. So
can I still?
It's gotta get you next season.
I need $10,000 right
now. But right now, our competition is looking pretty fierce. We shot an episode last weekend, which should be coming out this weekend, if my math is correct. Yeah, this weekend. And yeah, you guys will see what's going on from there.
Okay. I want to ask, are you happy?
Am I happy?
Mhm.
Hell yeah, I'm happy. Eternally happy. It's a
Something.
big difference. Oh man, listen, I love myself. Ain't nobody can tell me nothing.
No, that's not what I said. Did you find peace?
Absolutely.
Well, Reggie, tell the people something you need them to know. Not just the 10-year-old boy. Did I ask you that?
You did.
Okay. Not just a 10-year-old boy. I want you to tell anybody, anywhere, any age, something you feel like they need to know, something that's on your heart.
What I would say is don't let another person in your life diminish you or try to take your life away from underneath you, especially if your life didn't even start yet or you're nowhere near where you want to be. Because the only person who can control you, besides from you, is the man upstairs. But the man upstairs is controlling you because he already got the plan laid out already. All you're doing is following it. So that's all you got to do is just follow. Everything happens for a reason. We don't know what the reason is, but the moment we start questions, the moment even more things happen to us, because now we letting different spirits in, spirits that we don't need in. Stay solid, be still, and just go. That's all you got to do, man. It's that simple. When you start dabbling into other stuff and you getting into these places wrong time and you end up in metal bracelets and ankle bracelets, all different, none of that. Just follow the path that's given to you and just go with it. Don't jump out the window. You don't got to fight every time. It's not even worth it at the end of the day. Why? Because that's what they want. Devil's tricking you. Don't let the devil trick you.
I like that.
Word up.
I do like that. And sometimes I need to hear that. If you know what I'm saying.
The phone call away.
No, I do need to hear that. It's been a little rough. I just told somebody I got fired in December. So, for me, I'm trying not to go crazy.
Right.
Because 2-3 years ago, I'd have went crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I've been trying so hard and I've been working so hard. And at this point, it's like, all right, God, I done got fired for no reason. I could honestly say that.
Right.
I have no other reason but to chase Don. Because that shit's power. It's like at this point, I feel like God is really like, bro, leave a job. And I wouldn't leave a job, so I got fired type stuff. So I needed to hear that. Let me see. What is it that first drew you to rap, hip hop? Actually, your origin story. That's
pretty
like
funny.
you got started.
Right.
What first
drew me?
drew you in?
So
What song? What instance? What rapper?
I'm gonna make you laugh. I was big on Disney when I was a kid. I'm talking about I was a Demi Lovato fan, listening to Hannah Montana, listening to that shit. The true story. I'm gonna tell you, listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna make you laugh. The first song I ever I listened to hip hop my entire childhood. I told you it was gonna make you laugh. I told you it was gonna make you laugh. You thought I was playing. I'm serious. So I was a big ass kid. In mind, I'm 300 pounds, rope ton ass, and you talking about, I was singing. I can't even think of the song. Never mind. I'm not even gonna try to sing it. But so my father used to have VHS tapes. One of the VHS tapes he had a bunch of hip hop on it, Dr. Dre, Snoop, music videos, MTV raps, all that stuff. So that's how I got into it. The moment I put my pen to the paper, when it came to that, when it started trying to transition over from poetry to rapping, the first beat I ever wrote on was Not Afraid by Eminem. Yeah.
I'm not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I would think I was, well, like 12 years old. Maybe a little, no, earlier than that. No. What was that? No, earlier than that, I was 10. I had to be like around 10, 11. I ran away when I was 12. So,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So I had to be when I was 10, 11. So a lot of people don't know about Reggie, man.
Did you go back?
When I ran away? No.
Really?
I ran from one parent to the other.
Oh, we have to sit down and run about this. If you would like. I'm very nosy. Tell us
Okay,
about it.
you're gonna hear it in the music. You're gonna really hear in the album, the Lanes with the Z album. That's what it's about.
So
You know
you
what I'm
left
saying?
one parent's house to go to another parent's house.
Because one that parent, my father was keeping me away from my mother. She kept away for years at one point, and I finally was able to start seeing my mother and visitations on the weekends and stuff like that. And eventually, I just got tired of my father, and I went with my mother. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the best childhood growing up. My father, to me, is the devil himself. I haven't spoken to him to this day. It's going on 14 years.
You know what I like to say? Well, let me tell you a story.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it's the story of Jesus.
Okay.
There's a story in the Bible where Jesus was about to preach to like a gathering of
Right.
people.
Mhm.
And he was sitting in the room with his disciples and he's just preparing. And they come back to him and they say, you know, Jesus, your mother and your brother is outside. And he's like, who?
Mhm.
They're like, your mother and your brother's outside. And he said, who? They said, Mary Magdalene. What's that his mama name? I don't goddamn know. Mary was outside, all right? And this is a true story. I'm not trying to be funny. Mary was outside with his brother. And Jesus said, but then he said to his disciples, those are not my mother and brother. Because my mother and brother are of the Lord.
Mhm.
So what he was saying was, long story short, where Jesus was saying, I don't care that you birthed me. I don't care that you carry my blood. If you do not follow God the way I follow God, we are not family.
Mhm.
That was the long story short.
Mhm.
It was a point in my life where I didn't speak to my mother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a phone number that she did not have, and she was blocked on it.
Right.
I didn't give a damn. And that verse right there, and I will send it to you when I get off this podcast, because it was imperative for me to let go.
Right.
And that was the verse that helped me let go. Jesus himself said, that's not my mother and that's not my brother,
Right.
because they're not of the Lord.
Yeah.
So when you say, you know what you say, I understand. And there's no shame behind it.
No.
You don't have to carry somebody in your life just because they carry a title or your blood.
Absolutely.
So tell the people what you want them to know. Give us some more keys, some more gems. Let us know what's going on.
For those who want to start a business rather, make sure you go to the proper channels, buy your name, own your name. I tell everybody that LLC incorporated, do something. So that way you're, legally an official business. People will take you more seriously that way also, especially if you can back out paperwork. It's just like if you just got tested at for HIV and all this stuff and you're not detected, if they ask you to back out that my chart, you better be able to back out that my chart. You know what I'm saying? I know I can. I get checked every 3 months. A lot of guys don't do that. But make sure y'all do, man. But just, get your business started, and whatever product you have, make sure the product is something that is needed. If the product isn't needed, you're gonna have competition. That's really that's just how it is. It's always, most of the time there's always competition, but when Albert Einstein invented the light bulb, there was no competition because he was the first to do it. You feel me? So always work on being the first to do something different. Or if that doesn't work, which you should never doubt yourself, go along the lines of something that's happened, change it, and make it your own. And give the people the reason to have a need for it. And market it that way and put it out there like that and just see what happens. And if that doesn't work, go back to the drawing board and try again. If that doesn't work, go back and try again. Never stop. Just don't stop. It don't make sense to you. Word.
Damn, that was a lot. That was a lot. I needed all of that. It was like 3 different gems in that. But I just want to say thank you. Shout out to Reggie Lanes, all the way from NYC. I really do appreciate you coming and sitting down on the couch. We're going to get into your verse breakdown. We're going to get into your mic drop. But tell the people where they can find you. Tell them what they need to know. Let's get out of here.
Reggie Lanes with the Z. Don't forget the Z. You ain't going to find me. Reggie Lanes, all platforms, ReggieLanes.com. And you can really Google me. My picture gonna pop right up like, hey. Nah, y'all just keep doing what y'all do, man, and keep striving. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be people that's going to try to rip from underneath you. Don't let them. Just keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Word. Appreciate you having me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Word.
It's Donna. Shout out to Reggie Lanes for coming on Off the Dome podcast. We're going to get into his verse breakdown and his mic drop. But I just want to say thank you again. And it's Donna. That's a wrap.
Thank you for watching Off the Dome podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. Audio on all platforms. Visuals can be viewed at youtube.com/odd, pod 1 and 9.